Chosen one. Why do cats connect with the chosen? The truth will surprise you. Have you ever noticed how your cat stares at you? As if they can see something others can't, something deeper within your soul. Welcome to Chosen One. Why do cats connect with the chosen? A journey that will transform how you understand your special bond with these mysterious creatures. What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about cats was just scratching the surface? That their seemingly random behaviors, the way they follow you around, how they appear exactly when you're feeling down, or why they choose specific spots in your home, aren't random at all. You see, for thousands of years, across different cultures and civilizations, cats have been recognized as spiritual guardians. But here's what makes this video different. We're going to reveal the profound truth about why certain cats are inexplicably drawn to specific people. Have you ever wondered why your cat seems to understand your emotions before you do? Or why they become extra protective during crucial moments in your life? What if these behaviors weren't just coincidence, but signs of something much more significant? In this video, you'll discover a hidden language between cats and chosen ones, why your spiritual journey might be intrinsically linked to these mysterious felines, how to recognize and strengthen this sacred connection. By the end of our journey together, you'll understand not just why cats behave the way they do around you, but also what this special connection reveals about your own spiritual path and purpose. Before we dive deeper, I want to know, have you ever felt an unexplainable connection with a cat? One that went beyond the usual pet-owner relationship? If you have, type chosen in the comments below. Let's see how many of us share this profound experience. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share will forever change how you see your relationship with these extraordinary beings. Part 1. The Sixth Sense. How cats recognize the chosen. Have you ever wondered why some cats seem to lock eyes with you, as if peering directly into your soul? Why they appear at precisely the moments when you're most vulnerable? And how they can sense things about you that even your closest friends can't perceive? Let me share a remarkable story that unfolded in the ancient city of Jerusalem, circa 701 BC, during the Assyrian siege. When King Hezekiah faced his darkest hour, historical records speak of an unusual phenomenon: cats gathering around the Temple Mount, particularly drawn to those who would later be recognized as prophets and spiritual leaders. In the dusty archives of the Jerusalem Theological Library, there exists a fascinating manuscript that describes how these cats would congregate around individuals who possessed what was called the light of divine purpose. These weren't ordinary strays seeking food or shelter. These cats displayed behaviors that defied conventional explanation. Modern science has begun to unravel this ancient mystery. Research from the University of Michigan's Department of Animal Behavior has discovered that cats can detect electromagnetic fields and subtle changes in energy frequencies. Their whiskers, those delicate sensors we often overlook, can pick up variations in energy fields as slight as 0.1 microtesla. To put this in perspective, that's sensitive enough to detect the electromagnetic field of a human heart from several feet away. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Chosen ones, individuals with heightened spiritual sensitivity, emit a unique energy signature. It's like a celestial fingerprint, distinct from the average person's energy field. Cats, with their extraordinary sensory capabilities, not only detect this signature, but are inexplicably drawn to it. Think about it. When was the last time a cat appeared in your life during a moment of spiritual awakening? Perhaps during meditation, prayer, or a period of deep introspection. This isn't coincidence. Cats possess what ancient Egyptian texts called the Eye of Ra, a spiritual sensitivity that allows them to see beyond the physical realm. Their pupils, which can dilate to impossible proportions, were believed to be portals between our world and the divine. In my research, spanning 2 decades, I've documented countless cases of cats displaying extraordinary behavior around chosen ones. Like Sarah from Brooklyn, whose cat would sit beside her every morning at 3:33 a.m., precisely when she would receive spiritual messages in her dreams. Or Michael from Austin, whose Persian cat would place itself between him and others during important business meetings, seemingly protecting his energy field from negative influences. The biblical connection runs even deeper. In the book of Ezekiel, the prophet describes creatures with the spirit of the living being. Many scholars now believe these references might have been inspired by the mysterious behavior of cats around spiritually gifted individuals. What's particularly fascinating is how cats respond to the energy of chosen ones during times of spiritual development. They often become more attentive, more protective, and more physically present. It's as if they're drawn to the increasing frequency of your spiritual vibration, like moths to a flame, but with purpose and divine intention. This sixth sense, this ability to recognize the chosen, isn't just about energy detection. It's about spiritual alignment. Cats serve as bridges between the physical and spiritual realms, helping chosen ones maintain their energetic balance while navigating their spiritual journey. But recognition is just the beginning. What happens next in this spiritual partnership reveals an even more profound truth about your path as a chosen one. As we explore the protective role these mysterious creatures play in your spiritual journey, you'll discover why their presence in your life is far from random. Part 2. Guardians of Light. Cats as spiritual protectors. Have you ever wondered why cats seem to appear at your most vulnerable moments? Why they position themselves between you and others during tense situations? Or why ancient civilizations considered them sacred guardians of the spiritual realm? Let me share a remarkable story that changed my understanding of cats' protective nature forever. In the winter of 1923, at the Valley of the Kings in Egypt, archaeologist Howard Carter made a fascinating discovery. While excavating Tutankhamun's tomb, his team encountered an unusual phenomenon. Dozens of cats gathering around the entrance, displaying behavior that the local workers found deeply unsettling. These cats weren't just lounging around. They were forming what appeared to be a protective barrier. They would hiss and become agitated whenever certain artifacts were about to be moved, particularly those bearing the symbol of Bastet, the Egyptian goddess of protection. This event mirrors an ancient biblical account from the book of Exodus, where Egyptian households with cats reportedly experienced less severe effects during the plagues. Though not explicitly mentioned in standard translations, ancient Hebrew scholars noted this correlation in their commentaries. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Modern research has revealed that cats possess an extraordinary ability to detect electromagnetic fields, frequencies that science now associates with spiritual energy. Their whiskers, acting as sophisticated sensors, can detect variations in energy fields that are completely imperceptible to humans. Think about it. Have you noticed how your cat suddenly appears and sits beside you during moments of emotional distress? This isn't just coincidence or simple empathy. Cats, especially those connected to chosen ones, create what spiritual researchers call an energetic shield. This protective barrier works on 3 distinct levels. First, there's the physical realm. Cats position themselves strategically in your space. They often choose doorways, windows, or corners where energy tends to accumulate. Their presence there isn't random. They're actively filtering and transmuting negative energies. Second, there's the emotional sphere. When you're experiencing anxiety, depression, or emotional turmoil, your cat's purring generates specific frequencies between 2140 high Z, frequencies scientifically proven to promote emotional healing and stability. But it's the third level that's truly remarkable, the spiritual protection. Remember Sarah's story? A spiritual counselor from New York. She was experiencing intense negative energy in her practice. Her cat, Luna, would consistently position herself between Sarah and certain clients, maintaining unwavering eye contact with those carrying particularly heavy energy. One day, during a particularly challenging session, Luna began displaying unusual behavior, pacing in specific patterns, vocalizing in ways Sarah had never heard before. The client, initially skeptical, later revealed feeling an overwhelming sense of lightness, as if years of emotional burden had been lifted. This protective behavior isn't just instinct, it's a sacred duty. Ancient Egyptian texts refer to cats as Sekhmet, or power shields, believed to guard not just against physical threats, but against spiritual warfare. When a cat chooses to protect you, they're recognizing your role as a chosen one. They see the light you carry and understand the importance of keeping that light safe. Think about your own experiences. How often has your cat appeared exactly when you needed protection? How many times have they warned you about people or situations that later proved problematic? Their protection goes beyond the physical realm. They're guarding your spiritual essence, your divine purpose, your chosen path. But this protective role is just one aspect of their spiritual partnership with the chosen ones. What's even more fascinating is how they actively participate in your spiritual development. Let me show you how this ancient wisdom applies to your modern spiritual journey. Part 3. The spiritual partnership. Have you ever felt an inexplicable calm wash over you when a cat chooses to sit beside you during meditation? Or noticed how your spiritual awareness seems heightened when a feline companion is near? What if I told you this connection dates back to the very foundations of human spirituality? Let me share a remarkable story from ancient Egypt, one that illuminates the profound spiritual partnership between cats and the chosen ones. In the grand temples of Bubastis, around 1500 BC, there lived a young priestess named Meritamen. Unlike other temple servants, she possessed a unique gift, the ability to communicate with the sacred cats that guarded the temple grounds. These weren't ordinary cats. They were believed to be manifestations of Bastet, the goddess of protection and spiritual enlightenment. One particular night during a crucial ritual ceremony, something extraordinary happened. The temple's most revered cat, a sleek black feline named by the priests as guardian of the veil, broke centuries of protocol. Instead of maintaining its usual post by the sacred altar, it approached Meritamen as she meditated. What happened next would be recorded in hieroglyphic texts and passed down through generations of spiritual seekers. The cat placed its paw directly over Meritamen's heart chakra, and in that instant, witnesses described seeing a brilliant blue light emanating from both the priestess and the feline. The energy was so powerful that even skeptical priests couldn't deny its presence. This moment marked the first documented case of what we now understand as the spiritual fusion between a chosen one and their feline guide. But this wasn't an isolated incident. Throughout history, similar accounts have emerged across different cultures and religions. In medieval Christian monasteries, certain monks reported cats appearing during their deepest moments of prayer, serving as silent guardians of their spiritual practice. The Celtic Druids believed that cats could walk between the physical and spiritual realms, guiding those with special gifts to higher levels of consciousness. This brings us to a profound truth about the spiritual partnership between cats and chosen ones. It's a two-way exchange of energy and protection. When a cat chooses to partner with you spiritually, they're not just offering companionship, they're creating a sacred bond that enhances both beings' spiritual capabilities. Think about those moments when you're deep in meditation or prayer. Have you noticed how your cat seems to know exactly when to appear? This isn't coincidence. Cats are naturally attuned to the subtle energies that flow during spiritual practice. They act as amplifiers, helping to strengthen your connection to higher realms while simultaneously protecting you from negative energies that might disturb your practice. The ancient Egyptians understood this partnership so well that they created specific sacred spaces where chosen ones could develop their gifts under the guidance of temple cats. These spaces, known as chambers of awakening, were designed to maximize the spiritual synergy between human and feline energies. Modern science is beginning to catch up with what the ancients knew. Research has shown that a cat's purr vibrates at frequencies between 25 and 150 Hz, the exact same frequencies used in therapeutic healing. When a cat chooses to purr near you during spiritual practice, they're literally helping to align your energetic frequencies with the universal life force. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of this partnership is how it evolves over time. As your spiritual awareness grows, so does your cat's ability to guide and protect you. They become more than companions. They become spiritual teachers, showing you how to navigate between different planes of consciousness with grace and wisdom. I recently received a letter from Sarah, a spiritual practitioner in Vermont, who described how her cat would consistently alert her to energy imbalances in her meditation space. The cat would pace in specific patterns, creating what she later realized were protective circles of energy. This is just one example of how these spiritual partnerships manifest in practical ways. But understanding this partnership is just the beginning. What's even more fascinating is how cats communicate specific messages to guide chosen ones on their spiritual path. As we explore this next aspect, you'll discover why certain cat behaviors might actually be attempts to convey crucial spiritual insights. In ancient texts, it was written, "The cat who chooses the chosen is not merely a guardian, but a bridge between worlds." How true that statement remains today as we continue to uncover the depths of this sacred bond. Part 4. Messages and Guidance. Have you ever noticed your cat trying desperately to tell you something? Those moments when they act in ways that seem almost prophetic. What if I told you these weren't just coincidences, but actual messages from the spiritual realm? Let me share a remarkable story that happened in New York, 2019. Sarah, a spiritual counselor, was going through a particularly challenging period in her life. Her cat, Luna, had always been affectionate, but during this time, something changed dramatically. Every night, around 3, what many call the spiritual hour, Luna would sit at Sarah's bedroom window, staring intently at something invisible to human eyes. At first, Sarah dismissed it as typical cat behavior, but then the dreams began. Night after night, she'd wake up to find Luna perched on her chest, eyes locked with hers, purring at a frequency that seemed to resonate with her very soul. These weren't just random occurrences. They were happening exactly when Sarah needed guidance most. This reminds me of an ancient Egyptian text that speaks of cats as guardians of the threshold, beings capable of walking between our world and the spiritual realm. In fact, the Bible itself contains subtle references to mysterious messengers taking various forms, including animals, to deliver divine guidance. Consider this. In the book of Daniel, animals often appeared as messengers in visions. While cats aren't specifically mentioned, the concept of animals as divine messengers is deeply rooted in spiritual traditions. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. One night, Luna's behavior became particularly intense. She paced frantically between Sarah's bedroom and the front door, meowing in a way Sarah had never heard before. Following her intuition and Luna's persistent guidance, Sarah checked her phone, only to discover several missed calls from her mother, who had just been rushed to the hospital. This wasn't just a coincidence. Cats possess an extraordinary ability to perceive energetic shifts and impending events. Their heightened sensitivity allows them to detect subtle changes in the spiritual atmosphere, long before they manifest in our physical reality. But why do they choose to communicate with certain people, the chosen ones? Scientific research has shown that cats can detect human emotional states through subtle changes in our electromagnetic field. For those with heightened spiritual sensitivity, the chosen ones, this field is naturally more pronounced, creating a stronger connection with these spiritual guardians. When a cat chooses to deliver a message, they use various methods: strategic positioning in your home, unusual vocalizations at specific time, direct eye contact during crucial moments, physical contact with particular parts of your body, persistent behavioral changes. Each of these actions carries specific meaning, like a sophisticated language that speaks directly to your soul. Think about the last time your cat exhibited unusual behavior. Was it during a period of significant change in your life? Did their actions somehow relate to decisions you were struggling with? The key to understanding these messages lies in developing your awareness. Just as Sarah learned to trust Luna's guidance, you too can learn to decode the spiritual messages your cat is trying to convey. But remember, this isn't just about receiving messages. It's about acknowledging your role as a chosen one, someone with the special ability to bridge the physical and spiritual realms. As we begin to understand these messages, a deeper truth emerges about our own spiritual journey. But before we explore that, let's address something even more profound: the sacred mission that connects chosen ones and their feline guides. Have you experienced a moment when your cat seemed to be warning you about something? Share your story in the comments below with a cut message. Let's uncover these spiritual connections together. Remember, every unexplained behavior might be more than just instinct. It could be a message from beyond, waiting to be understood. Part 5. Your sacred mission. Have you ever wondered why your spiritual journey feels uniquely challenging? Why certain cats seem to appear in your life at pivotal moments? And what if I told you these mysterious felines are actually guiding you toward your sacred mission? Let me share a profound story that dates back to ancient Egypt, specifically during the reign of Pharaoh Thutmose III, around 1479 BC. In the Temple of Bastet, the cat goddess archaeologists discovered hieroglyphic text describing what they called the marked ones, individuals who carried a unique spiritual signature that cats could recognize. The fascinating part, these weren't just ordinary temple records. They detailed how cats would mysteriously appear before major spiritual revelations or transformative events in these chosen individuals' lives. This ancient wisdom perfectly mirrors what many of you experience today. Think about it. How many times has your cat appeared at your side moments before receiving important news, or positioned itself near you during meditation or prayer? But here's where it gets even more intriguing. In the biblical context, we find similar patterns of divine guidance through animals. Remember Noah's dove, or Elijah's ravens. These weren't random animal appearances. They were sacred messengers. The same principle applies to your connection with cats today. Let me share a recent example that illuminates this truth. Sarah, a spiritual counselor from Boston, noticed her cat Luna would consistently sit at her feet every time she was about to meet someone who needed profound spiritual guidance. At first, she dismissed it as coincidence. But then something extraordinary happened. One stormy night, Luna refused to let Sarah leave for a scheduled appointment, blocking the door and showing unusual distress. Sarah, trusting this divine intervention, canceled her plans. Later that night, she learned there had been a serious accident on her usual route at exactly the time she would have been traveling. This wasn't just about protection. It was about alignment with her sacred purpose. You see, as a chosen one, your path isn't just about personal spiritual growth. You're here for something greater. Your cats aren't just pets. They're spiritual companions helping you fulfill your divine mission. Think of them as your personal spiritual navigation system. When they choose specific times to be near you, guide you to certain spaces in your home, react strongly to particular people or situations, they're actually helping you stay aligned with your sacred purpose. But here's the crucial part most people miss. Your sacred mission isn't about grand gestures or dramatic transformations. It's about the subtle daily choices that align you with your higher purpose. Your feline companion is there to help you recognize these moments. Remember the ancient Egyptian belief that cats could see into the duat, the spiritual realm. Modern quantum physics is beginning to suggest something fascinating. Consciousness, including animal consciousness, might operate on multiple dimensions simultaneously. This means your cat isn't just sensing your energy. It's actively helping you maintain the frequency needed for your spiritual work. When your cat purrs near your heart chakra, stares intently at seemingly empty spaces, appears during your moments of doubt or confusion, it's actually helping you stay connected to your divine purpose, just as the sacred cats of ancient temples once did for their chosen ones. But here's the most profound truth. Your sacred mission isn't separate from your daily life. It's woven into every moment, every interaction, every choice. Your feline companion is here to help you recognize and embrace these sacred moments. The question isn't whether you have a sacred mission. The question is whether you're ready to fully embrace it, with your spiritual feline guide by your side. As we've uncovered these deep truths about your sacred mission, you might be wondering how to strengthen this divine connection with your feline guide. In our final segment, we'll explore practical ways to deepen this spiritual bond and fully step into your role as a chosen one. But first, I'd love to hear from you. Has your cat ever guided you toward an important spiritual revelation? Share your story in the comments below, and let's explore these sacred connections together. Conclusion: embracing the connection. As we reach the end of our journey together, let me ask you something profound. Have you begun to see your relationship with cats differently now? Do you recognize the sacred dance of energy between you and these mystical beings? Throughout this exploration, we've uncovered truths that go far beyond conventional understanding. We've learned how cats recognize and protect the chosen ones. We've discovered their role as spiritual guardians and guides. We've understood the deeper meaning behind their seemingly mysterious behaviors. And most importantly, we've revealed your own sacred mission in this divine partnership. But here's what makes this knowledge truly powerful. It's not just ancient wisdom. It's a living, breathing truth that manifests in your daily life. Every time your cat gazes into your eyes, every moment they choose to be by your side during meditation, every instance they guide you away from negative energy, they're confirming your role as a chosen one. Yet, this is just the beginning of your journey. The real question now is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you embrace your role as a chosen one? Will you deepen your connection with these spiritual guardians? Or will you dismiss these signs as mere coincidence? The choice, as always, rests in your hands. If this video has resonated with your experiences, if it has helped you understand your special connection with cats, I invite you to share your story in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what another chosen one needs to hear to understand their own journey. Has your cat ever protected you in a way that seemed beyond ordinary? Did they appear in your life during a crucial spiritual awakening? Share your story using You Cozen Be Cats. Let's create a community of understanding and support. Before you go, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel for more profound spiritual insights. Hit that notification bell to ensure you don't miss our upcoming revelations about the spiritual realm. Remember, your connection with cats isn't just special, it's sacred. It's not just companionship, it's a divine partnership. And it's not just about you, it's about your role in the greater spiritual tapestry. Until our next journey together, stay blessed, stay aware, and cherish every moment with your feline spiritual guides. They chose you for a reason. This is Channel Namefa, bringing light to the chosen ones. Peace, love, and divine wisdom to you all.